Okay, Thursday the 8th, we're on full body and we have 2 parts. 4, 5, or 6 rounds, deadlift to squat clean, renegade rows, swings, V-ups. Part 2 is mountain climbers to a timer. Okay, deadlift, squat clean. Guess I'll show you from like an angle. So you're gonna deadlift, squat with the clean. Okay, renegade rows. So this one I'm not gonna hold on to the weight because I don't want my hands to roll. Swings, I'll do 2. V-ups. Or and then our part 2 to a timer is mountain climbers. So that's gonna be done running, stepping, or running or stepping off of your height. Okay, so deadlift to squat clean. So this one is combining a few motions in one fluid movement. So I'm gonna show you what it looks like, and then I'm gonna break down each part. So you're going to deadlift. When you stand up, you're gonna clean it, squat 1. Deadlift, clean, squat 2. Deadlift, clean, squat 3, okay? So your deadlift portion is gonna be more so your straight leg deadlift. So when you do this, when we talked about our lateral lunge where your butt moved backward but diagonal, this one, your butt's just moving backward. So my knees have a bend in them, but they're not really bent and they're not locked out. So they're bent. I'm going to lean forward. My butt is gonna move backward to the wall behind me. So see how my body is folding? I'm not squatting. My butt is not dropping toward the ground. My hips are pushing my butt backward, okay? So you go from here, your hips push backward, your back in turn folds down, but notice it is straight. That is my deadlift. Here to here. So it's a hinge motion at the hip. You fold forward, your butt stays up in the air, but it moves backwards. When your butt does that, you're going to feel your hamstrings pull. So I lean forward, my butt moves backward, my hamstrings pull. This is my deadlift, okay? So I do deadlift. As I stand up, I clean the weight. So what clean means is bringing the weights from your side up to your shoulders. So how you do that is this little flip. So it's almost like a shrug and a flip. A shrug and a flip. That is your clean. Do not bicep curl into a clean, okay? We are shrugging and flipping, not hammer curling, okay? So we have our straight leg deadlift. On our way up, we're gonna shrug and flip, and then we're gonna hit our squat. 1, down. Deadlift, clean, squat, 2. Deadlift, clean, squat, 3. Deadlift, clean, squat, 1. Deadlift, clean, squat, 2. Return. Deadlift, clean, squat, 3. Return, okay? So if you have further questions about that one, I'm sweating. You can message me, but I think I broke it down pretty well. Now, renegade rows. So as I was briefly mentioning, usually you hold onto your weight while you're in the plank like this, and then you lift while you're on the weights. The only reason I'm not doing that is because my weights are not full hex, meaning they have flat sides on them, but then they have these smaller flat sides between each bigger flat side, which actually makes it really easy to roll. If you had a true hex dumbbell, you wouldn't be able to roll it like that. So I don't want it to slip out from under me. So I'm not staying with my hands on them. I'm putting my hands on the outside, or you could do the inside, whatever's comfortable for you. So you're in high plank, open up the stance of your legs because you're gonna have to shift your body weight, and you're gonna grab the dumbbell, row up to your chest, down, put your hand back down, 1, grab the other dumbbell, row that side, 2, row, 3, row, 4. So your row is pulling the weight from the ground up to your chest. So what you're doing is you're squeezing your shoulder blade when you row that arm up. Now, you can also do it kneeling. Row, 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 okay? If you have maybe really bad balance issues or whatever, and it's just not going well for you, you can do it with no weight. So if you're in high plank and you're just doing this type of motion, like I just showed you, that squeeze of the shoulder blade, squeeze, squeeze, you can do it with no weight. Swings. So our swing and our straight leg deadlift are very, very similar. So you can use a kettlebell for this, you can use 1 dumbbell, or you can use 2 dumbbells. I'm gonna show you with 2 because we just did our deadlift, so I wanna just talk about how similar it is. So with our deadlift, we went hips back, butt back, fold, stand up, right? So when we do our swing, open up your stance, put your weights between your legs, do the same thing, except when you stand up, you're gonna thrust your hips forward and swing your arms up, okay? So we're gonna go down, up, up. It's kind of like a pendulum. So your butt is going backward to the wall, your back is folding down toward the ground, but it is straight, and the weight in your hands is just a vessel to hold more weight. It's not that you're swinging them separately. This is not an arm exercise per se. It's just to be able to add weight to your glutes and your hamstrings, okay? So that's what you should be using when you do this motion. Your butt, your hamstrings, and your lower back. That is what the swing is, okay? And then your arms are just an added vessel to hold more weight, okay? So again, you can hold a kettlebell, 1 dumbbell, 2 dumbbells. You just wanna make sure that you're not rounding your back at any point in time. Your back should always be straight, which is why we call it the hinge, because you're not bending at your back is bending because your hips are pushing back. Your hips pushing back cause your back to fold. I'm not hunching over, but my back is being forced to fold when my hips push back toward the wall, okay? When you come up, you wanna squeeze, but you don't wanna overextend your back this way. So when you come from here up, you should still squeeze, but that shouldn't make you arch, okay? So that's the 2 most common mistakes and the way that people hurt themselves. They arch their back and round it on the way down, which pulls on your mid-back, and then when they come up, they overarch, which pulls on their back a second time, okay? And lastly, we have V-ups. So this is an ab exercise. It is more advanced, so I'm gonna show you 2 different ways. So your basic V-up is you're gonna lay totally stretched out and you're gonna fold in half. So you're going to V, hold on, let me try to get it where I can hold it. Okay, so you're gonna be like this in the air, okay? So you're balancing like this, you're up like this, basically touching your toes, okay? So again, it is more advanced. So if you are trying it and you notice that you're either doing this or you can't get off the ground or you can't do it evenly, then you're gonna switch to put your feet in the air, your arms above your head, and you're going to crunch forward and pull and like reach upward toward your toes. So forward and up toward your toes, okay? If you cannot do the full V up where you meet in the middle, okay? Now, part 2, I'm telling you what your timer is. So you're gonna pick between 20 and 30 seconds. Could be 23 seconds, could be 28 seconds, could be 30. We're all gonna rest for 20 seconds and we're repeating it for 4 rounds. So we have our mountain climbers. You start in high plank position and you're basically running with your feet, okay? So I'm in high plank position, run, 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 run. Okay, notice that my butt is not way up here. A lot of people when they do mountain climbers, they want to leave more room for their legs, so they pike their butt up and they run like this. You still want your butt to be as low as it can be, and you're just gonna fit your knees underneath. So my toes sometimes scrape the carpet because I'm so low, okay? Now, if you can't run, you're gonna step and tap, step and tap, step and tap, step and tap. If that is too hard for you, number 1, I have seen people do it kneeling, where they've just been in like this type of position and just tucked, 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 tucked. You could do that. You could go off of your chair, high plank off your chair, run, 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 or step, step. So this one you're gonna lift your knee to your chest, knee to chest, okay? Any of those would be acceptable for your mountain climber, whatever works for you, and whatever timer you pick.